Only waiting for the tides to finally align. 8,000 miles, long way to travel. Before you go, I would leave any day. Just need a
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talladega. 2.65 miles of high bank, high speed action. The last super speedway of the season here for Blazing Pedals. My name is Chris, and I am joined here in the booth by my good friend Tanner Marr. Tanner, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, Chris. Fresh off the Super Speedway Showdown 87's race here last night. That was almost just an appetizer for what we have in store for tonight. I'm excited. The last plate race, Super Speedway race of the season, it's going to be epic.
Yeah, it's going to be something special here tonight. I have that feeling. We have a pretty good field of drivers here tonight. Some 25 drivers getting set to take on Talladega. Again, 2.65 miles. Temperature outside right now, 90 degrees on the track. Stages tonight going to be stage 1 ending at the end of lap number 33, stage 2 ending at the end of lap number 65. Qualifying underway. We've got our eye on Dave Seats in the number 14. It takes a long time to get these cars up to speed, but during practice we were seeing speeds of on average around 198 or so miles an hour in the draft. You're not even going to come close to that by yourself out there. Dave Seats working lap number 1. He's not the only one out there. We've also got Mark Arthur out on track, Austin Edstrom, Brian Dees, Mike Massengill, Dalton Kilrow. They're all working lap times right now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Chris Berg, and Derek Paulson all under the time. During practice, we were seeing pack racing. And if you were trying to push too hard, about 2.5 laps before you could pop a motor. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, the first one to cross the line, but he is immediately pushed out of the top spot by Chris Berg, and now they start to fill in. Mike Massengill in second spot. Dave Seats good enough for third. Brian Dees takes over the race, the qualifying lead. And the Barbie car is back.
The Barbie car is back. So, Miss Connie and Lori, love to see that. As I was looking over some stats from last year when we raced at Talladega, Chris. Stephen T. Johnson was the race winner last year, but something of note, we had 19 different race leaders last year with a BPL record 58 lead changes. That's what I'm talking about when I say it's going to be epic tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be something, and I'll tell you, these cars are so even, but one misstep and it's going to be lights out. So hopefully these guys are paying attention out there and keep that car well underneath them. Keeping an eye now on Brian Zimmerman, who is under the clock. Brian Dees, the fast time so far, 52.82. Jason Bauer, a 52.84. Both drivers going 189 miles an hour, so the difference is about how they come out of the corner, really. Lots of things to talk about as far as super speedway racing. People think you just put the hammer down and turn left, but there's a lot more to it, as I'm sure a lot of drivers after last night can attest to.
Absolutely. I liken it to almost like chess, but at 198 miles per hour, like you mentioned a while ago. It's way more than just flat foot and turn left. I can tell you that. Very, very stressful.
Corey Sherman out there trying to hit a qualifying time that he's going to like. So far, not liking that 15th starting spot. He has got to pick it up here as he crosses the start-finish line. Let's see what happens. All the way up to 7th spot for Corey Sherman. Philip Van Vliet, his teammate, just ahead of him in 6th. And making his debut this season. The 44 out of TNA Motorsports, it is Aaron Bockover.
And that 44 is going to be somebody to watch here tonight. We know he's super fast week in and week out, but when it comes to Talladega, Daytona, Aaron Bockover, he's going to be a contender.
Lori out there already saying hi, Lori. Good to see you. Mark is on track this week, so I'm sure he's going to get a good or better finish than last week. We'll see. Maybe not.
It's Talladega. Anything can and will happen.
Amen. Aaron Bockover still on track. He's going to be finishing up his second lap in just a heartbeat. Lap number 2 for Bockover. No quicker. So right now, 17th starting spot for Aaron Bockover. John Perkins and the 33 out on track. How about the wild man? Kyle Wellman. Got to see him during practice a little bit. He was run 3 wide in practice, if that's any indicator of what he's going to be doing here tonight. I think he's dialed into the wild man side of things tonight, Tanner.
Absolutely. So I had the either fortune or misfortune, whichever side of the fence you land on, of talking with Kyle before the race, and he is turned up to 110 right now. He loves super speedway racing. It's his favorite discipline style of racing in this super speedway. I picked him Saturday night on Race Chatter. He was my pick, so might be secretly rooting him on here a little bit, but it's Dega. Like we said, anything can and will happen. The fastest car is almost for certain not going to win tonight's race.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. It's going to be a driver that's, first of all, that has help, right? You cannot do this one on your own. So that's number 1. Number 2, you're going to have to be very well disciplined in order to finish this race. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you're pushing another car, you're going to have to keep an eye on your temperatures. You're going to have to back that car up or move up about a half a lane to let the air into that intake to cool it down. Being aware of your surroundings, not trying to make moves too early. Another thing to look out for here at Talladega, everything happens a little bit quicker when you're going 198 to 200 miles an hour, and you don't have a lot of time to just kind of change lanes, and you don't have a ton of time. I was watching some guys out there during practice, speed differential between a group and a non-group, about 5 miles an hour. And let me tell you something, that's a blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
Ty Morosco out on track, getting ready to start his qualifying effort here tonight. Morosco won at Daytona, the only other super speedway on the schedule this year. So look out for Ty, as, oh my goodness, he brought back the same car that won at Daytona.
How fitting is that? That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know what's more scary, the fact that he's driving that car, or that I remembered that he was driving that car when he won.
It's definitely something you don't forget, that car.
No, you do not.
She's a wild one, but awesome. You know, Chris, my favorite thing about super speedway racing, other than the fact that anybody can win it, I like the different strategy aspects of it. You have some guys that want to be up toward the front, like your Kyle Wellmans, etc., right? And you have guys, face it, me, I like riding in the back. Mark likes riding somewhat in the back to kind of stay away from the pack. So that's another thing to watch out for tonight is all the comers and goers. You're going to see guys dip out of line to drop to the back, vice versa, all night long, because what they're doing, they're kind of paying attention to the intensity around them, right? Once they start seeing moves start to be made, you're going to see guys bow out. They want no part of it. So that's another aspect I love about super speedway racing is just all the different ways you can choose to attack a race like this.
Yeah, you're not wrong. There's from the drop of the green flag, there's going to be strategy happening. In fact, we're already seeing strategies happening. I'm going to be the first one to tell you right now that Aaron Bockover didn't qualify 21st. He went out and ran some laps. He was not pushing the car. It's just, I know that to be true because I know Aaron. I know that he would like to start in the back.
That's always my approach. And now, devil's advocate to that, I've done it both ways, right? I've tried to run up front, get wrecked out. I've tried to run in the back, guess what? Get wrecked out. But my super speedway luck is not all that good. Aaron Bockover seems to have a little bit better luck than I have on these tracks. So I look for the 44 to make it work.
All right, and just like that, qualifying is done. Which means it is time to grid them up. This is good. Race number 7, live here on True Sim Productions at Talladega. On the pole tonight's going to be the number 17 out of MFRD Racing. It's Brian Dees, to his outside. It is going to be the 9 of Jason Bauer. Starting in third for MFRD, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, to his outside. The 5 Kings Motorsports, number 42 of Kyle Wellman. Starting in the 5th spot tonight out of MFRD, it's the 1 of Ty Morosco, to his outside teammate and driver of the number 10, it's Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Starting in the 7th spot, driving his number 33 out of Speed Mafia's camp, it's going to be John Perkins, and to his outside, the 87 of Austin Edstrom. Starting in the 9th spot tonight, it's going to be the 89 out of TNA Motorsports, Philip Van Vliet, and to his outside teammate, driver of the 3 car, Corey Sherman. Starting in 11th spot tonight, it's going to be the 81 out of Blackhawk Motorsports, it's Dustin Ping. Starting in 12th position, driving the number 28, sponsored by USA Firearms, give it up for Brian Zimmerman. Mark Arthur, driver of the number 12, going to be starting in 13th spot out of MFRD. Starting in 14th spot, the driver of the number 6, it's Derek Polson. Chris Berg, driver of the 66, going to be starting in 15th spot. Mike Hamlin out of Limitless Motorsports, going to be starting in 11th. That's not true at all. In 16th with his 11. My Lord. Dave Seats out of Limitless Motorsports, going to be starting in 17th spot with his number 14. Mike Massengill out of Blackhawk Motorsports, going to be starting his 20 car in 18th position. In 21st spot, it's going to be the driver out of TNA Motorsports, the 44 of Aaron Bockover. And I just skipped an entire line. How about we go back to 19th, Amanda Sherman, 20th, Hunter Lagunas, 21st, Aaron Bockover. How about the 22nd starter out of Pit Lizard Performance? It's the 99 of Chris Carroll. 23rd tonight, it's going to be Alex Harris driving his 13. Last week's winner, going to be starting way back in the field. 24th spot for the 88 of Jamie Walker. And starting shotgun on the field, it is going to be the 4 car of Larry Bell. Bell bringing up shotgun on the field as we get ready for 114 laps here at Talladega. Pace cars getting ready to come off from the racing surface and head down pit road for the very first time here tonight. Waiting for that green flag. Brian Dees has control of the field. And here we go. First time tonight, green flag flies. Jason Bauer takes that top side lean. He's going to fall to the back. Part of that early strategy, Tanner, we were talking about it before the race even started, and the 9 car has worked himself just about to the tail end of the field already within this first lap.
Absolutely. He did not want to be up there. He put down a hell of a qualifying effort, got the pit box he needed or wanted, and now he's just going to try to turn some laps here at Talladega. But man, oh man, it's scary when you're on that third line letting everybody pass you. So kudos to him and all the drivers for getting through it cleanly. As I'm surprised we are still double filed. As you mentioned earlier during qualifying, it does take these cars, heck, we think a full lap, maybe a lap and a half to even get up really to speed. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be surprised if we see a lot of single file action here tonight. I expect these guys to be kind of double filed up. And the other thing I expect is, and it's starting to happen now, that top lane being kind of a force to be reckoned with. Taylor Butcher Benjamin moves down into the sucker hole. He's going to fall back.
Yeah, TBB did not want to do that right there. Actually got shoved out a little too far, went down low, and they just kind of swallowed him up. That's the sucker hole, though, like you caught it. He looks to get down low now, right there behind the 33 Perkins.
Yeah,
Kyle,
he finds his way in.
Wellman, leading them around now.
Wellman finds his way in. Zimmerman finds his way out as he is falling backwards. Chris Carroll picks him up on the high groove, but it's not going to be enough. They continue to fall back.
Kyle, the Wildman Wellman, got up there, got the bonus point for leading, and look at him dropping to the back. He wants no part of it, but he did get the bonus point.
Yeah, Wellman doing the same thing. We've seen it now a couple of times. You get up there, you lead your lap, and then, boom, I'm out of here.
Ooh, was hearing a lot of chatter there, Chris. Amanda Sherman was streaming inside line, checking up, and it looked like the 66 was almost inside the 12. Don't know what happened there, but it looks like everything's all square now. It goes back to what you said, though. Everything happens just a little bit quicker here.
Trying to keep up with all the action tonight. Forget about it. You're not going to be able to do it. The best you can do is hit the highlights. And I've got a highlight for you. It's the third lane, a 2-car operation. Brian Zimmerman, Chris Carroll working that high groove, and they're doing okay.
They're making hay up there. They're making a little headway each and every time around the track. Got Hunter Lagoons, a teammate to them guys right there with them in the 27. They might get up there to the outside of Derek. It's going to take a few laps, though, for certain. Aaron Bonkover elects to join them. Third line is there, baby.
3 lines of action. Hunter Lagunas behind Chris Carroll. My Lord.
My thinking was I figured they were going to go single file because the fuel is so close to these stages. They can go about 33 to 36 laps on fuel. So, I mean, first stage ends on lap number 33 coming to 34. So, I mean, it's going to be really tight.
Yeah, trying to do it by yourself, I was told you could get 32 laps out of it. Stage 1 ends at the end of lap number 33. This is going to get tight on fuel. I don't know. If you're running by yourself and you can only get 32 laps, but you're not running 195 miles an hour, you're running about 185-ish, you're saving fuel. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. Top side, it is going to be Corey Sherman getting a huge shove from Ty Morosco. And Mike Hamlin is coming to help out along with the 20, Mike Massengill. So that top line trying to reform. And how about the 87 out of MFRD? That's Austin Edstrom. He moves up to the top side. Maybe looking to try and pick up Sherman. He does.
Looks like MFRD is trying to orchestrate a way to control both lines here. I look for Derek Paulson to go up when the 87 gets to run here, Chris. Looks like MFRD is going to try to control the pace of this race. They already got Dalton and P2, Brian Dees in first, and Derek Paulson in third. Just looking for the other three now.
Yeah, John Perkins, the odd man out here as far as teams go. Perkins running in that fourth spot. Here comes TBB, and he moves right to the outside along with his teammate Ty Morosco. Morosco follows his teammate to the outside. They're going to pick up Austin Edstrom, and the outside is getting ready to roll again. And you said it right, Tanner. They are controlling both lanes right now. Dangerous spot for some other drivers. John Perkins, I think, saw it happening, and he moved up, but not before the 6 car was able to. Oh, TBB goes to the third lane. No help out there. Now he does. He picks up some help from teammate, the 87, Austin Edstrom. Edstrom right on the back bumper of TBB.
The middle lane kind of just dissolved right there due to that move whenever TBB jumped out. I think it was basically either get on the brakes really hard or run over a teammate there. TBB elected to go to the outside lane. Luckily, he had the 87 right there with him. As that inside lane, though, they are just pushing and shoving really hard. And that's when you got to really watch for any type of small mistake, as now Mark Arthur's in the sucker hole, and the 12 bouncing around off the 89 a little bit. Oh, man.
The 87 and the 10 moved down to kind of block Mark Arthur. And a good move from them as the outside line kind of hung out to dry, being led by the 3 of Corey Sherman.
At Daytona and Atlanta earlier, the outside lane is where the speed was to be had at. Everybody would migrate up to that outside lane. It looks to be completely opposite here, Chris. It looks like that inside lane, when they are not even formed up as good as the outside lane, they are still at a little bit of an advantage, it looks like, early on into this race.
Yeah, we're going to see if that trend continues. The 87 pops out like he might be getting ready to fall back. So Austin Edstrom, yeah, he is moving his way back through the field. But up front, Derek Paulson continues to lead the way. John Perkins, Ty Morosco, your top 3. Brian Dees has relinquished the race lead. Now currently sits in the 4th spot with his teammate Dalton Kilroe right behind him. And I think MFRD may have finally what they were looking for, and that is to control both lines.
Absolutely, as the 41 starting to make up some real estate here. But yeah, I think Brian Dees relinquished the lead there just due to the fuel aspect. If you're out front leading these lanes, you're just using way more fuel than your competitors, right? So at some point they need to switch. It's chess, man. It's chess. You hit the nail on the head earlier when you said you got to do so much more than just hold the throttle down. And I mean, you're witnessing it.
3 car bump and go. The 12 giving it a little business to the backside of the 10. And that forces the 41 to get a little extra speed. Now, will the 12 stay up top, or will he drop to the bottom? Don't give him just a second, because the 10 already there. TBB to the race lead.
That's going to kill Dalton Kilroe's momentum here in the 41. He could get swallowed up by the 20, just electing if the 20 wants to go to the middle with him or to the outside. Look at the momentum lost to that 41 car.
Oh, the 1 able to jump up in front of him along with John Perkins. Perkins now in control of the outside lane. Loves number 33, looking to try and make a little hay on the outside.
The intensity, it's starting to ratchet it up pretty quick here. You're starting to see more harder shoves in the center of the corner. Exactly a no-no, right? We know don't do that, but these guys are trying to get every advantage they can, so they're playing Russian roulette with the bump drafting right now. Got to be careful.
Mark Arthur splits off, looking for the race lead. That leaves the 33 on the outside all by his lonesome. They're looking to maybe go 4 wide here. Austin Edstrom on the outside in the 87, not looking to come in. And now finally thinks better of it, comes down. Oh my God, I thought we were going 4 wide.
While you were watching that, the 1 and the 10 had a big episode. They were 3 wide, beating and banging off each other. Taylor actually had to hit the apron, so really stacked up at inside lane. Now John Perkins is in the sucker hole and going backwards.
And up front right now, it's Austin Edstrom and Mark Arthur battling it out. The inside lane holding true. Mark Arthur to the race lead. He's being followed by the 1 in the 41, Morosco and Kilroe. 3 lines of action here in the first 12 laps. These guys are giving no quarter.
Mark Arthur does not like what he sees. He just said, "I'm dropping back, guys."
Yeah, the problem
But can't really drop back.
Yeah,
there.
you can't
Where's
drop
it
back.
going?
You got to get back into it. That's going to stack up that outside lane. No problems. They figured it out. Oh, no. They're wrecking. They're wrecking. Brian Dees into the 11. Mike Hamlin. Still no caution. Still no caution.
I am shocked.
So it did not work out. Mark Arthur was on the outside, and they had caught him so quick. They stacked up, and, you know, it's never the first couple of cars that have a problem. It's further back in the field every single time, and we saw it right there as Mike Hamlin and Brian Dees having some serious issues. Now, not only are they damaged, but they're out of draft.
I don't know if Mark knew the pack was 3 wide when he elected to go up top and back it down like that. He didn't do anything wrong, but you just saw a speed difference from about, what do you think, Chris? Almost 15, 20 miles per hour difference in the closing rate, and just nowhere for those guys to go.
Yeah, I would say somewhere in there. And now for the first time here tonight, we have gone pretty much single file here at Talladega.
I think those guys know if they're a cat, they got 9 lives. They just used one right there. So started to chill it out a little bit here and start clicking some laps. There's still quite a bit of ways between now and the stage break, so you don't really have to think about that. You're just turning laps now.
Miss Connie, I didn't see you come in and chat there. I am so sorry. Hello to you. I see Tanner saw you. Oh, we got one going down way low. It was the 20. Mike Massengill had gone way under that double yellow line.
Mark Arthur's feeling the pressure right now. I actually told Amanda to get up on my back bumper. We're going to lose that front pack.
Yeah, he moves down Amanda now all by herself.
He should be okay here, though, I do believe. He should be within the draft. But
Yeah,
it's scary when you see that pack starting to get smaller and smaller out your windshield.
It sure is. And you look at these 4 cars, there's a big gap between all 4 of them. So they're not doing themselves any favors here unless they're trying to cool off.
They're shooting themselves in the foot right here is what we're seeing.
Yeah, they're losing time to that front gap. There's no
Mark
question
just had
about
the
it.
brakes right there, Chris. Mark got on the brakes. He's forcing them to get to his bumper. Lose a little bit of time early on getting on the brakes like that, but you make it up tenfold in about a lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another one of those tricks that people don't even know about, really. Super speedway racing, you never let off the throttle. There's no question about that. But what you do is you drag the brakes really light. It doesn't take a ton to scrub off a little bit of speed, but that closes the gap. And now these 4 cars are a little bit better organized. The 20 of Massengill could sneak up a little bit more on Berg, and that would help them to try and catch that first pack.
Yeah, Chris, you're exactly right. I mean, you very rarely lift unless you absolutely have to here. But, man, oh, man, you work that brake pedal all night long. Even when you're wide open, like you said, you're still working that brake pedal.
The Iceberg doing everything he can to try and push the 12 car back up to that lead pack. The lead pack of 11 cars starting to look double file again on the outside. Chris Carroll leading the 44 of Aaron Bockover.
So I know I mentioned stage break. It's still a few laps away, but these guys are really starting to bump more up here in this front pack of 11 cars. And with 11, what's that mean? There's one guy, or one female, one driver that's not getting stage points. Only the top 10 get stage points.
That's right. One guy is the odd man out. And we'll know that in about 15 laps from now. 15 laps to the end of stage number 1. The action so far here at Talladega, very, very good. Very exciting. Unfortunately for Brian Dees, not able to continue on. He finds himself on pit road. Mike Hamlin still out on track. So Hamlin, after that last incident that was not a caution, which I would love to go back and figure out why that was not a caution, because all rights it should have been. But Hamlin able to continue on. Brian D is on pit road.
I went and double checked to make sure the session was set up correctly with cautions turned on manually, right? And they're turned on correctly. So I am baffled as to why that was not a caution.
That was what I was thinking. So thank you for clearing that up for me, because I'm like, man, I hope the cautions are turned on.
That was my first thought. As somebody that's set these sessions up a lot, hey, I know how easy it is to overlook one thing.
Jason Bauer having a problem, finds himself on pit road. Let's go back and find out what happened to the 9.
Man, qualified so good.
Oh, he just, I don't even know. I have no idea. Something weird happened there, and anyway, we got ourselves a new leader.
They finally was able to bust up the MFRD party up front. Chris Carroll, with the help of Aaron Bockover and the 81 of Ping, they made it happen right there.
And you see just ahead of them, Mike Hamlin in the 11. So these guys are chasing down Mike Hamlin to try and put him a lap down.
You can see just how big of an impact the draft is, and that's why having teammates or friends out here is so valuable. Team MFRD and Team 5 Kings, they have won 4 of the 6 races, and that's because this car, it is very aero dependent. You can manipulate the draft, and when you have multiple teammates out there, you can really manipulate the draft. So I look for somebody like Bockover. He's going to try to link up with the Shermans, Mr. and Mrs., and split up this party between 5 Kings and MFRD pretty quick.
Yeah, right now, though, he finds himself second spot on the bottom side of the track, and they are catching and getting ready to pass that 11 car like no man's business. Mike Hamlin,
for Mike.
Yeah, he is like, he's just devastated.
If he's able to keep the draft, though, this could save his race. If he's only lost 1 lap, I'm not privy to that. I can't really tell.
Yes, only 1.
So, yes, he's actually in a great spot then. He get the lucky dog, get back on the lead lap if he can stay right here, if the car's not hurt too bad. And let's be frank, I mean, he's actually making a little bit of headway here from after he let the cars pass.
Yeah,
so
right now,
okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a ton of damage. Certainly not enough to slow him down in the pack. Whether or not he could lead the race is another story that we won't know until he tries.
Whoa, big shove out of the 1 to the back of the 6 car. It actually forced Derek Paulson from the outside lane down to the low line there. Really stacked up that outside lane. That's why you see him Morosco start to fall back now. But a big moment out of MFRD camp.
Yeah, and Dave Seats taking over the race lead from Chris Carroll. So Seats in the 14, now your race leader. Carroll has slid back 1.
Caught word from Jason Bauer he had VR problems, so he exited out, and now he's on the monitor.
All right. That really stinks. The external problems that happen along with the internal problems that can happen in a race, you just never really know. And I can tell you, I am one of those VR drivers, and I've certainly had my issues in the days. New race leader once again. Now, Taylor Butcher Benjamin right behind him, Chris Berg. So Chris Berg, remember, he was part of that 4-car pack that was losing the draft. Not only did he catch the draft, but in less than 10 laps, in like 9 laps, he caught the draft and now is looking for the race lead. Chris Berg goes to the outside.
Advantage to the 66. He got that lap lead bonus right there. What a paint scheme by the Blackhawk Motorsports guys. You see the 66 right there? That's a spin-off on the Wonder car from Talladega Nights. And then you see the 81, the Me Machine, coming to the outside there. The inside lane just died. Outside lane evaporated them entirely. But then you see the 81, though, Dustin Ping. So the Talladega Night schemes are out here in full force tonight.
I dig it.
They mentioned it to me before
Oh,
we went live.
Ty Morosco had a heart stop moment for just a second as he got a little action from the 44, able to hold on to it. But look at what we've got going on here at 3 wide once again. Chris Carroll in the middle. Carroll might be saying, you know, boys, I had my fun. I'm going to hop on out of here for a minute.
You know what this reminds me of right here, Chris? The 66-81 from Atlanta when the 66 won the race. Now it's deja vu, but roles are reversed. The 66 pushing the 81. New race leader out front is the 81 of Dustin Payne.
Dustin Payne, yeah. The Me Machine.
What an iconic paint scheme.
It really is.
Great movie, just a great movie.
Great movie, man. I love that movie.
To this day, I still say every now and then, I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey. Okay, that's just an iconic movie.
Chris Berg giving the rear bumper of Dustin Payne the business. But here comes the outside lane once again. Ping moves up. Starting to get a little aggressive now as the end of stage one, just a handful and a half of laps away.
It's getting really aggressive. Saw a big bobble out of the 87, actually went down to the apron. The 6 car and the 1, though, once they got linked up right then, holy cow. Got such a big run, but now the outside lane's going to make a charge here, as now these drivers are starting to think and worry about the stage points. Chris Carroll going to the outside, going to try to make a third lane, gets into the outside wall a little bit as well.
Yeah, just scraping up the paint just a little bit, but the 99 of Chris Carroll did, in fact, touch that wall. We got 3 lines of action going on here.
Taking notice of all the back bumpers. You're seeing the back tail bumpers. They're starting to fishtail a little bit. What's that mean? That means they are getting shoved really hard. The guy in second is basically driving the guy out of the car in front of him.
Our race leader, Derek Paulson, touching 196 miles, heading into the corner now, 192. The outside lane moving. Dalton Kilroe on the outside has taken over the race lead. He's being followed by Chris Berg. Paulson on the inside. Kilroe going to drop down with his teammate. MFRD making up the first 4 cars on the bottom line.
This outside lane's being very smart, though. They are riding in the middle of the track, basically trying to make it almost impossible to do 3 wide without them being able to jump up in front. You see the 81, the Me Machine, look to the outside. Didn't really have a whole lot of help, though, so he's going to lose a few spots there as the inside lane's charging back forward.
Look at this. It's just like we just started the race all over again as we're 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2.
I know I talk about it a lot on broadcast, but it's amazing that those NFRD guys, they can always find each other on no matter what racetrack it is. They get linked up and they get hard to beat.
Well, they have worked so good for so long together. They know what each other is going to do. Being able to talk very calmly, I'm sure, in chat about what their next move is going to be also helps. Speaking of MFRD, a look at the outside lane. It's being headed up by TBB, the Butcher. And they were making some gains. Austin Edstrom may have stalled it out. He moved down for just a moment. New race leader, Aaron Bach, over out of TNA. His first race for the season, and he is leading the lap.
I believe we're going to be close to the BPL record. Oh, middle lane stacks up bad right then. Everybody having to slow way down, but I think we might break the record for the lead changes tonight. 58 last season. 58 lead changes.
The inside lane stalls out a little bit. The 41 gets into the back bumper of the 44, trying to make him go. TBB down low. He takes over the race lead. 3 wide with 3 laps to go before the end of the stage. You think business is picking up? I do.
Absolutely. As a 6 was getting a little hot, I believe, had to back out of it. Austin Edstrom, though, makes a hard charge, shoving to 81. He's now leading that outside lane. 66 stuck in the sucker hole here. 33 is going to come down on him a little bit and encroach on that middle lane. As man, oh man, it happens so fast here, so fast. 81's now losing the momentum, but look at the 99. Where the hell did he come from?
Out of nowhere, up to second spot is Chris Carroll. Now the 33 drops down low.
I don't know if they can continue this here, Chris.
There's a lap car ahead of these guys, and he just dropped down to the apron and said, I don't want any part of this. The 87 of Austin Edstrom now with Chris Berg right behind him. They lead the way. Top side, Chris Carroll trying to fight back. He's got Mark Arthur right behind him.
Arthur's a really good pusher here through the freeway, but I just don't know if those two cars can hang. They need Bockover to come up there in that Budweiser machine as the pits just got closed, so we're 2 laps here. Looks like Mark got into the outside wall. That's going to really kill that outside momentum. Sorry, Chris.
No, that's okay. End of lap 33 for the end of stage number 1. And my God, is it picking up. Dave Seats of the race leader once again. Austin Edstrom with a head of steam. He's got the iceberg right behind him. Chris Berg in the 66 shoving for everything he's got.
And remember that 11, he's not a position car. He's a lap down, but he's fighting for the lucky dog, and he's fighting to help his teammates. Oh, big moment out of TBB and Chris Carroll at the back of this pack. They get it sorted out. We're going to lose all the momentum. As Hamlin may get up here and get his lap back the hard way.
Yeah, he's looking.
Car looks bad fast.
He is looking determined as he drops down. Mike Hamlin, a lap down, just helped decide who was going to lead this lap. Dave Seats on the bottom side, in control of the field. The outside lane has a head of steam. It's Ty Morosco leading it.
They just got too far out.
Oh, the 41 may have just touched the wall.
Oh, 44 into the outside wall, 12 car into the wall.
Hard damage to the 12 as the 44 pins it up, now comes off as he scrubs some speed. The 66 into the wall, trying to get to the front. Austin Edstrom up top. Iceberg down low now. They're shuffling back and forth. Caution comes out. Stage number 1 is done. Holy hell, that was some action. Whew. Take a breath, Tanner. Wow, wow, wow. Top 10 in the race just received bonus points. It's Austin Edstrom, Chris Berg, Dave Seats, John Perkins, Derek Paulson, Philip Van Vliet, Dalton Kilrow, Ty Morosco, Dustin Ping, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin, your top 10.
That was just a stage break, Chris. Holy cow.
Yeah, this one, man, I would love to know how many lead changes we've had already.
That'd be really cool to be able to look at. I'm saying we're close to 15 or 20.
My God, they were, it was amazing.
And we've
Great,
had at least
great racing.
8 to 9 different leaders this race, and they've just kept swapping the lead back and forth.
Wow. If that didn't get your heart pumping and you're a race fan, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not a race fan. I am literally about to start standing up here to call the rest of this one. Wow. Tanner, what do you say we step away for just a couple of minutes? We'll put in some commercials.
Got to pay the bills.
Oh, gotta pay them bills. Absolutely. We are going to be right back right after this.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Back live here at Talladega, everybody taking advantage of some pit stops. Some drivers needing to get some repairs done. Mike Hamlin, Aaron Bockover among those drivers, taking an extended amount of time on pit road. Dave Seats comes out as our race leader. John Perkins, Derek Paulson, Philip Van Vliet, and Dustin Ping in the top 5. 6 through 10, Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroe, Austin Edstrom, Alex Harris, and Kyle Wellman. The thing I find most interesting here is we were talking about the top 12-ish cars for most of this race. There's a second pack that was out there on track that we didn't even look at. And I gotta be honest, we're gonna probably start seeing some of those cars this time. Shelly Cook, it is good to see you out there. You know, even if Aaron's not racing, you can come in and say hi. I'm just saying. Pace car lights are off. We are getting ready to go back super speedway racing. "70 miles an hour after you were just doing almost 200 feels like a snail's pace."
Sorry, Chris. We were talking in admin about the full course caution deal. I had to tell them it was on, but they were shocked that the first two wrecks did not result in a yellow.
Yeah, I was too. I really was. .6 mile track. One of the fastest in the world, and here we are on a Sunday night with blazing pedals, looking to conquer Talladega.
I was thinking, I wonder if this is, in fact, the longest track we'll go to this season. I know we got some road courses, but I don't think we have any road courses that long.
Yeah, I
We
don't think
Dakota or nothing. I don't think.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. This is the longest track we're going to visit.
And we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing speeds already starting to climb. 100, 30, 40, 50. Austin Edstrom works his way to the outside, maybe looking to drop back.
They say cautions breed cautions. We went caution free up to this point, other than the stage.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that tonight at all. This has been way too good.
And it's crazy because they've been too wide for a huge chunk of the night, but they've also been 3 wide for a big portion of the night as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, if you go back far enough, TBB working that outside lane, being followed by Austin Edstrom. Props out to Brian Dees, who, after getting his repairs done and spending a godly amount of time on pit road, is back out on track. 12 laps down. Up top, though, Chris Carroll takes over the race lead. Right behind him, it's Kyle, the Wildman Wellman. Hunter Lagunas picking up third. John Perkins looking on the outside. Perkins trying to find some speed, tried to find some help. Right now, though, Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, has worked his way up to fourth spot.
Oh, I'm hearing a lot of chatter about wrecking, but everybody's saying they're keeping it going now. So I guess we had a moment somewhere in the middle portion of the field.
Got our eye on Aaron Bach over in the middle of the track, and man, he's got a head of steam. I don't even know where it came from, but the 44 are looking like he was going about 5 miles an hour faster than the rest of the cars around him for a moment. It has died down now, but man, oh man, he was shot out of a cannon. Corey Sherman starting to make his name present on our time and scoring as the 44 drops down in front of his teammate.
It's crazy to see the second pack is way bigger than the first pack. So they're going to track this first pack down. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take.
Yeah. First pack, though, pretty well organized and single file. And not trying to make too many moves. They're just putting some laps down right now.
Absolutely. You got 3 teammates running 1, 2, and 3 right now. So they're trying to do what we saw MFRD do earlier. They're just going to control the pace right now and just start clicking some laps until an outside lane does start to develop.
Bring it up one more time. Stage number 2 is set to end at the end of lap number 66. Lap number 66 will bring out the next scheduled caution. And that's going to allow these drivers to take a sip of whatever they're drinking. And they're going to need it by then.
As this second pack, they're fighting hard. They want to get back up there to that lead pack, and they're catching them pretty quick here. They're chattering with each other too, trying to get each other back in line.
The 81 of Dustin Ping giving a good shot to the 17. The 17 leads this pack, even though he is several laps down. Oh, the 11 clobbers that rear bumper. Mike Hamlin wants to go. Mike Hamlin is all over the rear bumper of Brian Dees. Hamlin had a little bit of adversity, was involved in that first caution that wasn't. In fact, both of these drivers were there.
Both of them, 11 and the 17, both.
Not too hard to tell why now. Look at this. Hard on the bumper, even through the corner. Mike Hamlin not letting up.
He got
Hamlin
hot.
He got hot, had to move up.
That. He was telling them, he said, I'm going to tell you as soon as I start to get hot, I'm going to pull up. And they orchestrated that perfectly, trying not to lose any time.
Great communication. That's all that is. And Mike Hamlin not being greedy about it. He is letting everybody go by. Trying to catch that front pack. Man, this is some good racing. Now the 17 moves up. He's going to let himself go out back. Back up to that front row, or a front group rather. It is 7 drivers deep. Chris Carroll leading the way. Kyle Wellman, Hunter Lagunas, Philip Van Vliet, and Dave Seats, your top 5. And then it is John Perkins and Mike Massengill. Then we separate. Alex Harris in the 13. He's got the 4 of Larry Bell, Chris Berg behind him.
Jamie Walker just pulled down pit road by himself, stopped at the end of pit road. Not sure what's going on with the 88 car.
Maybe having some technical issues.
As he actually hit the tow button, he escaped out of the car.
Yeah, Jamie Walker may be done for the night. Jamie was in chat with TNA, so he was working with some TNA drivers, but not looking good for last week's winner, the 88, as he is off track.
The kid up said he had smoke coming out of something, and somebody keyed up over him because Dalton asked if he's okay. He said, I got smoke coming out, and that's all I heard.
Oh boy, may have overheated it.
Just hearing word from Chris Berg, he's getting way too hot. He said, Mark, I got to pull out and drop back. I'm about to blow.
The 81's going to have to either woe it up, and he does, okay.
Notice he's stuck with his teammate right there, though. He's going to make sure the 66 don't lose the draft. Blackhawk Motorsports, they got it going on, too.
Yeah, doing a great job here tonight.
They work better, if not better than everybody in here, even over the other teams like MFRD and them. I feel like when they two get linked up, they are pretty hard to beat. We can start a drinking game every time Tanner says MFRD or Five Kings or Blackhawk Motorsports. But it matters. It really does. Having friends, having teammates on a track like this especially really matters.
Oh, it sure does. It makes all the difference.
And those teams are just a little bit bigger teams than your normal 2 to 3 team cars.
You can see the gap here between Group 1 and Group 2. And it does look like it's starting to shrink. Group 2 might be shrinking it down just a little bit.
They're fighting with each other over the radio. They don't like 74 leading us, so they're not catching them quick enough. Look at the outside lane. Derek Paulson to the outside. Ty Morosco is going to follow. Corey, Concrete Corey also jumped to the outside lane, so they're trying to make something happen here. Looks like Larry Bell's going to lead that bottom lane now. But when they're doing this right here, Chris, all they're doing is losing time to the pack.
Yep, that's exactly right. You need to be single file.
Even if you think you can be a little bit faster with another car leading, sometimes it's not worth it what you're losing to try to get that other car in the lead.
Yeah, unless you work it out so that you just have one guy move up and drop back like we've seen a couple of times here in the second pack, you lose time.
Exactly. I mean, Mike Hamlin did it flawlessly a while ago. He talked him right through it. He said, up here, I'm going to start getting hot. I'm going to need one of y'all to come. And then he counted it down. He said, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm pulling up. I mean, that's a spot on. Jamie's back out on track in the 88, so whatever was smoking, it may have been the car, I guess. I don't know. Hope it was the car. Hope that's all it was.
Yeah, hopefully. Up top, Chris Carroll continues to lead the way. Kyle Wellman, Hunter Lagunas, and Philip Van Vliet, Dave Seats, still your top 5. These guys are not racing each other at all. They're doing exactly what they need to do. Stay in line, push until you can't push anymore, back off, let it cool down, and then go again.
As this second group last time around, it was almost 4 tenths faster than the 33 and the 20 who are at the tail end of the lead pack. So they're definitely catching them now.
Yeah, and if they can do that lap after lap after lap, it won't be long.
Also, huge shout out to the 89 of Van Fleet. Up there, mixing and mingling inside the top 5, currently running 4th. So the lone Dutchman, currently carrying the TNA banner, I do believe.
He sure is. I will say I talked to a couple of drivers before the race, and I think amongst the drivers, there is a favorite to win here tonight if she can put herself in position. There's your hint.
Chris Carroll, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it'd be. I'm gonna love when he watches this back. He'll watch it back. He's gonna hear that. Hi, Chris. But absolutely, I would be honored to call Amanda Sherman race win here tonight. I would be so excited.
Cody Heinzman, I don't know if it's been officially mentioned out in the public relations department yet, but the newest member of TNA out there in chat cheering on his teammates.
We announced it on Race Chatter, Chris. On
Oh,
Saturday
beautiful.
night.
I missed that part.
Come on, Chris.
I wasn't exactly myself last night.
Right. Hey, but you know what? That's gonna really bolster the TNA Motorsports banner here inside
Oh, it
BPF.
sure can.
'Cause
Yeah.
The catch-up man, as I've coined him on Race Chatter.
Perfect.
Heinzman, he's fast, really fast.
I'm glad you came up with the same thing that I did in our chat. We have a team chat. As soon as I saw his last name, I said, let's see if he can catch up with the rest of the field. And then I asked him if his car was going to be red and his number's yellow. And I think I got it. Yeah.
We're both so mature, but
Yeah.
it's just Heinzman, bro. That's what you gotta do.
I mean, it's a nickname that coins itself. Doesn't happen often.
He's always going to be catch-up man from here on out to me.
Well, this second pack just decided they're going to race amongst themselves here as they've gone too wide.
And they're getting frustrated with each other, too, so you might see fireworks transpire out of the second pack. They're getting annoyed with each other, let's say.
It's so hard when they don't have all the numbers that we have. They don't necessarily see that they were catching the lead pack. But it looks like TNA is starting to stack up on the top side. Or not TNA, excuse me, MFRD. There is a TNA driver there, but just be patient. Although it is starting to get time to go. Tanner, we're working lap number 55 right now. And stage number 2 slated to end at the end of lap number 66. So just 11 laps to go before the end of stage number 2. And that may be what's causing that second group to kind of break down a little bit.
Absolutely, because there's stage points in that group.
There sure are. Larry Bell is 8th.
I think over the course of the next 3 to 4 laps, you're going to see this front group of 7 cars start to battle it out some, and that may actually be a huge benefit for that second pack. But the second this front pack, lead pack, they start racing each other, they're going to be a little bit slower, and that's exactly what that second pack needs if they want to get up there.
Mark Arthur in the 12 machine, bumping the 4 of Larry Bell for everything he's got.
I don't know how he's managing the temps, because every time I've clicked back to this second pack, Mark has been right there on the back of that Forest bumper.
Well, it's right there. You see him move up about a half a car length. That lets a little bit of air in. Now he's down about a half a car, and that's exactly how he's doing it. If you don't let it climb too high and you're able to get out about a half a car length, you can keep those temperatures down a little bit. Plus, I think the fact that he's running in a Ford, believe it or not, I've always said Fords are better pushers than they are pullers in the sim, and here we are.
Forward. Good grief.
The only problem with Ford, they've got it circled. It's right on the front of their cars.
That's funny. I've never actually heard that one before. That was a good one.
Coming from a Ford owner, ex-Ford owner. I'm recovering.
You're in recovery. This second pack is starting to really move around a lot. Edstrom jumped to the outside lane there, trying to make something happen with the outside. But as long as the 12's shoving the 4 like this, and you hit the nail on the head, he's stepping out just a little bit, getting some air to the front of that Mustang. I don't know if an outside lane can contend with this because they are really quick right now.
Yeah, you see him. He's bouncing down lower right now, trying to get the air to the 12 car. Maybe starting to suffer with some temperature problems finally in that 12 car because he's doing it a little bit more aggressively than he was just a lap and a half ago. So 12 temps might be starting to get a little unruly. Let's bounce back up to that front pack, though. Chris Carroll continues to lead the way. Kyle Wellman, Hunter Lagunas, Philip Van Vliet, and Dave Seats. Your top 5. And these guys are just rolling. They haven't broke rank since the drop of the green flag. You see Jamie Walker tails up this lead group now in the 88. Walker down a few laps after having some sort of issue that's we're kind of unsure about. But he does not look like he is suffering at all. That car just as fast as it's ever been. Carroll crosses the line. We're working lap 60. 6 laps to go. Is this front line going to get choppy at all? We're going to find out here in the closing laps of stage number 2.
I would have never thought it, but I'm going to finally admit it. This second pack, they're not going to catch that lead pack, I do not think. I thought surely they was going to get to them. That lead pack they've stayed too connected with each other. They're not racing each other really right now.
Yeah, they've lost time to that lead pack. Believe it or not, they have lost time to that lead pack. And it's this side-by-side racing. We've mentioned it. I mean, calling a spade, they were too busy racing each other to try and get to that front pack and maybe get some extra bonus points. But right now, that front group, I mean, they're still nose to tail.
And you look at, I don't see any of them really bumping each other right now.
No.
There's gaps between every one of those cars. They're just not racing each other.
Yeah, they're just rolling. Not willing to hurt somebody else's chances right now. This front group being very, very cautious about what they're doing on track.
And they're being very efficient with it too, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
They're not taking any risk right here, really. They're just watching the laps click off. But I do believe that's all about to change. And I think it's going to come from Dave Seats, who currently sits 5th in line. And then that's going to force the 89 to make a decision if he wants to try to lead that outside lane or not. I believe that's what we're about to see here. If you see, the 89's created a little bit of distance between him and the 27 there.
Yeah, that's running distance.
He's trying to develop a run. Hunter Lagoons, though, privy to it. He saw it. He backed it up a little bit.
Yeah, that brings the 89 right back to the rear bumper. Smart move out of Hunter Lagunas.
You said it during qualifying. So much is going on inside these race cars right now. They're not on a Sunday drive. You got lap traffic of Aaron Bockover, Dalton Kilrow up ahead. I'm going to look for both of them to try to do everything they can to not lose a lap here. But this could be exactly what Philip Van Vliet needs right here. Throw lap cars in the mix. They all scatter.
And look at that top line kind of stall right there just because they had to break formation. They stalled out for a minute. They should have been around those two slower cars in a heartbeat, but unable to do it because they lost momentum. It's not going to be enough for that second pack, though, to catch them, as Chris Carroll continues to lead the way. Lap number 63 being worked right now, just a couple laps away from another caution.
If you could, Chris, with Dalton and Aaron Bockover, what's their laps down situation like?
They are both 1 lap down.
Ooh, so they're kind of
There's a race and a
amongst each
race.
other.
Yep,
They're in a race
absolutely.
amongst each other for Lucky Dog here.
Unfortunately, it is really tough to get a lap back at a super speedway. Jamie Walker now working the outside, all kind of by himself there.
You know, you said it's tough to get a lap back here, and it's really tough when the races are going, knock on wood, clean, right? We're just having stage cautions right now so far tonight.
Right. Yeah, haven't seen the big one yet.
It's coming. I mean, it has to, right? We're at Talladega. It seems like it always does.
Yeah, it does. And we have got the first mover in the first pack. It's the 33 of John Perkins. Perkins has some help from the lap down cars, the 44 of Aaron Bach over the 41 of Don Kilrow. So Perkins steps out, and Perkins is going to make it count. John Perkins, captain consistency this year, working the high side. Three cars behind him, all laps down, and John Perkins is making it happen. Dave Seats steps out. Dave Seats trying to get up there. He can't do it. There's no room.
He did really want to. He almost forced room there for a minute.
Man, if one of these top 3 drivers steps out, they are going to have a hell of a run, but it is running out of time. We are on lap 66. We're halfway through the lap. When we cross the line, caution flag's going to come out. The inside lane getting a good push again. Here comes Philip Van Vliet battling back, along with the 14 of Dave Seats. John Perkins, not a lot he can do about it.
That car coming up of Jason Bauer. Looks like they're going to keep it tame here. 14 thought about it, but stays with the 89. Hello, Wildman stepped out on Carroll and got the stage win. And I'm going to tell you something, Chris, that nobody outside knows this. 42 and 99 are not on the best of terms right now. They had an incident Thursday night. So they're currently not even speaking to each other. So that's interesting to see that.
Kyle Wellman steps out, grabs the race lead as the caution comes out. Wellman going to win stage number 2. Hunter Lagunas went with him, and it worked out for him as he picks up second spot. Chris Carroll third, Philip Van Vliet, Dave Seats fourth and fifth. John Perkins, try as he might, was not able to gain anything by stepping into that high lane. Perkins in sixth, Mike Massengill in seventh. Then we got to go back to group number 2. Taylor Butcher Benjamin was able to pull off the 8th spot. Chris Berg and Derek Paulson rounding out the top 10. My, oh my.
I cannot believe the 27 and the 42 was able to get clear of the 99 there. That just shows what, I mean, 2 cars is better than 1. They got out too far, and Chris didn't really have any help when his help left him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you don't have friends on the super speedway, it'll show up. That race between the 2 drivers, 1 lap down, it goes to Dalton Kilrow. Kilrow's going to get his lap back. Aaron Bach went to the outside, I think, to try and stay away from Dalton Kilrow and to try and get by him, and it did not work out for the 44, so he finds himself 1 lap down. Cody is going to find out where Hines was founded and run a catch-up car at the home track. I love it. That's awesome.
Well, we're under caution. Let's do a quick little Google search.
Yeah, we've got time as everybody's going to bring it down pit road. I'm expecting 4 fresh tires and a bunch of gas. Fill it up as much as you can.
I believe it's pronounced Sharpsburg, Pennsylvania.
Ah, PA. Actually, I knew the PA part, but the Sharpsburg, that I did not
PA
know.
has a lot of stuff like that, huh? They got,
Yeah.
is it Hershey's, I believe?
Yep. Hershey's chocolate.
So does PA just have a lot of heavier set people, fatter people?
No, I don't think
Got
so.
your ketchup covered, got your,
Got your chocolate.
your Hershey's. Yeah.
You got to mix them together, you see. That's where you start getting
Right. Whoa, that sounds gross.
big. Yeah, maybe a little bit there, yeah. I like a lot of things with ketchup on it. I don't know that chocolate's one of them.
I use a lot of ketchup. Emily makes fun of me. So I'm a ketchup fan too, but I don't know about on chocolate.
Yeah, I guess I'm willing to try it. I mean, what the heck?
I'm gonna let you do it and wait for the review.
I'll let you know. Four
Man,
drivers
Chris,
on
it's been
pit
a-
road.
It's been a great night of racing. Actually, I was a little scared coming to Dega, right? Because you never know. It can either it's basically going to be one of two, right? It's either going to be great or it could be a little wrecky, right? And so far, this one's been great tonight. Great racing so far.
It really has, and we've seen some of the things that we were talking about before the race started as far as strategies. We've seen that come to play. We've seen some really smart driving out there. You can throw all that out the window now, though, because we're in the last stage, and drivers are going to be a little less apt to break up into those two different groups now. It's going to be a different race from here to the end.
I agree. It's go time now, and I know most of us are not in a motion rig like Corey Sherman, but they're about to pull the belts a little bit tighter, right?
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
Shout out to the three, Corey Sherman, my race chatter partner, as he does have a really, really cool motion rig. He feels everything out here. Whatever that car hits, whatever it feels, he feels it. Really awesome.
Yeah, I've gotten the privilege of sitting in that thing and racing around in some stadium trucks. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's right. You have used it. It's pretty good, huh? Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Is it worth the money? To you, would it be worth the money?
I have looked very seriously into buying one, and then all of a sudden I'm broadcasting again. So right now, no, It would not be. If I get hard into racing again, absolutely. And Corey is very hard into racing. He's racing 4 or 5 nights a week again, So yeah, absolutely. If you're doing that, it's worth every penny of it, and then some, I think.
I want one, and I've wanted one for a while, and then he got his, and it makes me want one even more now, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like you. I broadcast now 3 or 4 nights out of the week. I don't get to race anymore, very much. Which is fine, as long as we have races like Talladega and not Martinsville. I'm all for it.
Right.
Wildman Wellman, 100 Lagoons, that's your front row.
Yeah, Chris Carroll, Philip Van Vliet picking up row number 2. Row 3, Dave Seats, John Perkins. Row 4, Mike Massengill, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. And row 5, Alex Harris and Derek Paulson. You cannot go down this list of names and go, that person can't win. That is the most impressive thing about Blazing Pedals year in and year out. Aside from everything else, there's not a driver out there that cannot win on any given week.
Absolutely, because there's guys that run, and it's not a knock on any of them, because I ran it. From 10th to 20th, you put them in any other league, and they're winning races.
Absolutely.
This is a very competitive series.
Absolutely. We get ready to go back under the green flag pace car, driving down pit road. We're looking for the Geico restart zone. Kyle Wellman leading them to it. And they're in it now, and we are going to have business picking up, as it was a little bit slow on a restart there, but we got it now. Hunter Lagunas, first one across the line. Chris Carroll giving a good bump to the 27. Carroll wants to go. He was actually practicing this very move during practice with Corey Sherman. Wanted to know how long he could push before he started to get hot. It was about 2 laps. But it's not going to matter now because he has control of the top side lane. Hunter Lagunas moves down in front of Kyle Wellman, and Chris Carroll has the lead by just an inch, and now the 27 brings it back to him. Back and forth goes the lead changes. Awesome. 2x2 racing. Top 6 spots. Then we cycle it through. Dave Seats all by himself, row 4.
Starting to see the side draft come into play a lot more than what it was earlier in the race during stage 1 and 2. At outside lane, I think that's why we're seeing them with the advantage they currently have. They were really working that side draft in the corners, and then they got away from them down the backstretch. But now Chris Dale got way too far out. That's going to allow the outside lane to have so much momentum here. It's going to take that inside lane about another half a lap to get the momentum back.
John Perkins has the race lead, and out of nowhere, here comes the 3 of Corey Sherman. Sherman all on the top side of the track, being pushed by the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman now drops down low. The top side, TBB and Corey Sherman. The inside lane's got to run. Sherman's got a teammate.
Corey Sherman's no stranger to victory lane here at Talladega. Won here at Dega, I believe, 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago. We won't talk about the hows.
I will. We always say we won't lift.
Well, we don't lift. Yeah, there's a rule with Corey Sherman's name on it here in Blazing Pedals.
He does have himself the Corey Sherman rule in here in BPO, so his legacy from that night's going to live on forever.
And Corey Sherman, for the first time tonight, takes over the race lead. He moves down to pick up TBB on the inside lane. Larry Bell on the outside. The 44 going to fade away.
I don't know if he wanted to move down there. I think the 44 forced him to move down there. The 44 was giving him some hellacious bumper shots.
And now Sherman has done what he wanted to do, maybe trying to cycle back, but here comes the 12 with a shot. And Jamie Walker gives the 12 a shot. Oh, man. That middle lane right now is being aggressive. Oh,
and that's where your wrecks come to, right?
Oh, that almost happened right there. The 12 connected bumpers and then let it slide up, and that took the rear tires off the ground for a moment for Corey Sherman in the 3 car.
The pushing and shoving is getting a lot more aggressive here. They're 3 wide, but Jamie Walker did get in the back of Mark when he was already in the back of Sherman. It's a rule in here. Don't push the pusher, right? Because bad things happen. They just got to be careful.
Mark Arthur pushing for everything he's got, and Corey Sherman happy for the help. Now Arthur slides down to the inside, and Sherman is all by himself. John Perkins moves down. The 3 going to connect with teammate Philip Van Vliet.
And Bach over. So TNA Motorsports, 3 of the 4 right there linked up on that outside lane now.
I told you business was going to pick up, and here it is. How about the 2 lap down car of Jamie Walker? Walker pushing like he's going for second spot right now against Mark Arthur. A great job from Jamie Walker. That's a guy I wouldn't mind having behind me right now.
The best pusher out there right now as far as doing it, but doing it efficiently and doing it without wrecking you.
You see Walker stepped out just a little bit. He let his 88 cool down, and he's doing it again.
There's other people on here that will push. They might be a little faster, but man, oh man, it's scary getting shoved by some of them, right? Because they just want to go. Jamie's very methodical about it. He's going to go up here and try to wrestle one of these laps back the hard way. You love to see it here. We said it was tough to do at Dega. Jamie said, hold my beer or my Mountain Dew. Hold my Mountain Dew.
Hold my Mountain Dew. Grab me a bag of Skittles, whatever it's going to take, because the 88 has got 1 lap back as of right now. And if there were a caution right now, that would put Walker right back to the lead lap. Oh, no, it would not, because Aaron is ahead of him. Darn it. Well, not darn it, because Aaron's a teammate. But darn it anyway.
You're damn if you do, damn if you don't in that one right there.
Yeah, I really am. The 28, Brian Zimmerman, now looking for the race lead. He's going to take it over. Little help from Chris Carroll on the inside. Here comes the 3 of Corey Sherman on the outside. Once again, battling back, trying to catch the rear bumper of the 33, John Perkins.
You see guys shuffling around. They're just trying to get in where they fit in and where they could be the fastest at right now. That's why you're seeing so many different lead changes here. We're definitely going to break the record here tonight.
A little bit of a rare mistake by Chris Carroll. He let that 99 float up. I don't think it was intentional. I think he meant to stay down low. Wasn't able to, and the 99 floats up to the top side. He picks up John Perkins in the 33. 28 moves to the outside. He's going to block off the run that Chris Carroll has. Carroll gives him a shot. And the 88 finds himself down that lap just like that.
I believe the 99 and 28 are working together right here. I'm shocked to not see one of them jump to the low side, try to control the lanes, but I think we've seen tonight it's hard to really control anything. The runs are too massive here. And now they're getting so far out right now. It's going to allow Perkins and company. Corey Sherman on the outside is going to be a benefactor of this one, as well as top 2 just drop down in front of John Perkins on the low side.
Yeah, big news on the track right now, or rather off the track. Dalton Kilroe on pit road. Something going on with the 41 machine.
Yeah, that's an unscheduled stop for the 41. I've not heard any chatter at all either on the radio.
TNA starting to make some hay on the outside as Corey Sherman and Philip the Lone Dutchman Van Vliet working together. The 33 moves down. That's going to free up teammates on the top side of the track. They're being anchored by the 44 of Aaron Bockover. Bockover doing his job. What they really would like to do here, I believe, is to clear Bockover from John Perkins and then move down. That's what I think they're going to try to do. We'll see.
As Mr. Chris, we have Dalton Kilroe in the infield care center. If you'd like to pull him up and have a word with him.
Absolutely. Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 41, unscheduled pit stop. Dalton, what's going on, bud?
Just ridiculous that this car. I got 12 seconds of damage from contact with, I think, the 44 earlier. And, you know, even though get it all fixed, still lose the draft when I'm right up behind the entire pack. Like, I don't know what else I need to do. And then I had Brian Dees coming back and trying to at least help me stay with the pack or at least get some decent speed, try and push him. And then engine pops at 287. It's not even blinking hardly. So I'm just, the bad luck bug has bit me for the last month and a half, and it just doesn't seem like it wants to go away.
Well, get it right. Get it right in your head, because we're very early in the season, and you know, like we know, that there are plenty more opportunities to go.
Oh yeah, I know. It's frustrating that, the few times I haven't gotten involved in something stupid, I've finished in the top 4. So
you know you're capable.
I know I can be up there all the time. It's just so annoying right now.
Big wiggle out of the 27, Hunter Lagunas, as Bell may have given him a little bit too much of a shot. Up top, Corey Sherman. Dalton, we'll give you an opportunity. Who do you have to thank on the 41?
Oh, I gotta thank MFRD because this Chevy was fast tonight, and there's no reason that it should have been, that slow being at the back of the pack. There's absolute this car is terrible. Thanks for doing the broadcast, you guys. Obviously, it's gonna be amazing. Everybody for watching at home. Hopefully, we were putting on a good show in that first stage at least. And then Ohio and Indiana Roofing. Blackhawk Motorsports, Five Kings Motorsports, and everybody else at BPL for making the league what it is.
Love it, buddy. All right, Dalton, I can hear the disappointment in your voice. Oh, one last question: you gonna try and make it back out? Or you gonna roll it up for the week?
I don't think I have time because I pulled it into the box with the meatball and it said 34 minutes of required. So okay. I don't think I'll even be able to get out. So I'm done.
All right, bud. Sorry to hear that, of course. we'll look forward to seeing you here next week.
Yeah, that's the plan.
All right, Dalton Kilroe coming out of the Infield Care Center. You hear the disappointment in his voice. It's very obvious. He thought he had a good machine, just wasn't able to put it together tonight.
Heartbreak City for the 41. And look at this right here, what we have going on in the front here. There's 3 wide battling for the race lead. Chris Carroll wrestles it back away as, it's getting intense here, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting intense.
Look at the run that Chris Carroll has, courtesy of one Jamie Walker. My God, was that a run? The 87 is gone. I mean, look at the run he's got. Gives Jamie Walker a good bump. Jamie Walker is going to go by our race leader. He's got himself his lap back once again, and the lead goes back to MFRD.
They just got too far out, and that just allowed these other guys from third on back to get a huge run on them. But yeah, shout out Jamie Walker, still the man front and center. He's not the man leading, but in his heart he is. He is fighting for that lap back the hard way.
Oh, he sure is. Right now, Austin Edstrom leads the way. Chris Carroll in second spot. The 3 car all by his lonesome on the outside. Now teammates start to catch up to him, but not before losing a ton of spots on track. Corey Sherman back to 7th spot, just like that. Oh my goodness. Out of nowhere, the 8 has shown up to play. Amanda Sherman leads the top side of the track. Husband, teammate, Corey Sherman giving a push.
Here she comes. She's a really good restrictor plate racer. She knows when it's time to go.
Amanda looking to the top side of the track. She may make this thing 3 wide. Thinks better of it. Drops in right behind Chris Carroll, who is absolutely murdering the rear bumper of the 87 Austin Edstrom. You want to talk about some aggressive pushing. Now, if I was Chris Carroll, I would hook up with the guy behind me, or in this case, the girl, and I would take over the race lead. That's just me. That's what I would do. Oh, look. That's what he's doing, too. Chris Carroll back to the race lead. Second spot belongs to Amanda Sherman, and she gives a push. Amanda Sherman putting the TNA and TNA Motorsports is in second spot, followed by 2 teammates.
I totally caught what you just said.
That's been a joke since the first time I met them in real life.
That was awesome. Look at this. Showing the 99. She's talking about the temps right now, though. She said she don't want it to blow up. She's excited right now. Amanda Sherman might get up here and lead her a lap.
I want to see it.
3 wides developing behind her, though.
Oh, yeah, it is. Corey went up to kind of block the momentum out of that third lane. He did it. Now falls back in between himself
Corey
and Amanda.
Had a tough decision to make there. He could have stayed in front of Mark and maybe got up there and led the race, or he could stay with Amanda. I think he chose a smart decision.
He did.
By staying with Amanda.
Yeah, he did. Austin Edstrom went up to the race lead, and then Chris Carroll took it right back.
Jamie Walker, 88's got a pit this time. He just caught it out, not sure what's going on. So the inside lane, they all jumped up to the middle to get around him. Most of them did. So it's not like he's coming to pit road yet, but he caught it out. He is indeed.
Yeah, I don't think he came down pit road after that stage.
Oh, he didn't. You're right. So they're due in around lap 100 or so. 100 to 105 is going to be when the pit window is at its max.
Yeah, so Jamie was taking a chance on an early caution in this stage. It did not come.
As Amanda Sherman, 8 car in the sucker hole right now. That's just how quick things change here.
She's in the sucker hole, but I will tell you, she's not alone, and that changes things up. That middle line, normally, if you're a single car in the middle line, you follow back, but that is not the case here, as she has got some help, but the inside line is pulling. My goodness, the 28. Brian Zimmerman launched out of there, and so did Hunter Lagunas in the 27.
Look at the 87.99. They were able to tandem drive away from the pack. We saw this a few times tonight, but then the pack usually comes up and just completely blows their doors off when they pass them back. Not really seeing it this time, but here comes the 28.
No, it's coming. It's coming. You can see the head of steam that the 28 of Brian Zimmerman is gaining. And the 87 is pushing on Carroll, saying, they're coming, they're coming.
He's knocking, that's for sure. With pit stops looming, I know the guys I race with normally, the Five Kings Motorsports guys, they're not going to want to go double file. They want to get single filed out now, and most of the pack will. So if you're somebody that can be aggressive, you can actually make some positions up at this moment when everybody's trying to stay down low. Look at Mark, he's on the high side trying to make it work. As people start to think about pit stops, they want to get down on that low side.
Yeah, being trapped on the outside when you know you're going to have to come down for fuel is not a great feeling. But Chris Carroll leading the way here at Talladega, lap 91 of 114. One pit stop to go for every driver out there.
Shout out to the governor or the party boy or Sam Lawson, ever how you know him. He's out in chat right now. Actually, I think he tore his meniscus or something, trying to go out and be in the Marines, and he's home now. So he says he knows who's winning next week with Moji. I guess he'll be back racing with us here next week. So excited to see party boy coming back. We asked him on Race Chatter. Corey asked him, says, "Oh, Sam, what's your hobbies outside of racing?" Right, just trying to get to know him. And Sam's response did not miss a beat. He said, "I just like partying." So he's been party boy ever since.
There it is. Lead pack starting to catch up to Jamie Walker in the 88, who is off cycle and a few laps down. About to be another lap down for Jamie Walker.
He goes high, though. Allows the leaders that are still racing on the lead lap, allows them to go by, even though it's demoralizing being up there. At a track like this, being off the pack or being off the pace, man, oh man, it's brutal.
John Perkins trying to take a peek to the inside. Not enough room. The 99 touch. They touch. Chris Carroll
wreck those cars.
able to hold on. My God. If you don't think Chris Carroll can drive, that proves it right there that he can. I do not know how he did not wreck that thing.
That was pretty amazing.
And half the field would have gone with him, Tanner.
That was going to be a big one right there. He's going to watch it back and there's bragging on him. But that was a really good save. That was a good save by both drivers, really, because it could have been calamity for either one of them.
Chris Carroll out of Victoria, British Columbia. Drives his 99.
For the folks wondering, if anybody's ever watched Highway Through Hell, that's in Hope up there near him. It's about an hour north of where Carroll is located at. Carroll, Larry Bell, they're located in the same town right there on the island of Victoria.
Don't look now, but we've got a new race leader. It's a TNA driver, the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet in his 89, took over the race lead. Look who's pushing him.
He has a friend right there behind him. That's exactly what you need in these moments of the race.
The 89 would love to clear that bottom lane and get down ready for a pit stop, but so far trapped on the outside lane. Philip Van Vliet has got a rear bumper full of Aaron Bockover. On the inside, it's Mike Hamlin and Dave Seats working well together, trying to get that lead back from Philip Van Vliet, but Mike Hamlin has Dave Seats on the rear bumper, but teammates being teammates. Look at the lead now. The 89 moves down. Oh, the 44 chops the nose. Man, did he chop the nose.
Pit stops are coming pretty quick. Or they
Oh,
just wanted that
my
low line that much.
God.
That was close right there, Chris.
I mean, if this was real life, that Budweiser would not be there anymore. It peeled off
Absolutely.
on the rear bumper. Man, that was aggressive.
So you got TNA is 1-2. Limitless Motorsports is 3-4 with Dave Seats and Mike Hamlin.
Well, keep in mind, the 44 is a lap down.
Oh, that is right. That is right.
So Aaron's still looking to try and get his lap back. But man, is he being a factor in the race currently as he helped push Philip Van Vliet right to the race lead.
If you're the lone Dutchman, Van Vliet here, this is like the best case scenario, right? You know your teammate, he's a lap down, he's not going to race you. He's committed to you. He's got you up here, right? Lone Dutchman has to be feeling pretty good right now.
I'll tell you what I know about Aaron is even if he wasn't a lap down, he ain't leaving your rear bumper. Aaron is just, he comes off pretty gruff, but he's pretty generous behind the wheel. And he's having a really good race. Even if he is a lap down, he's having a very, very good race. He is helping decide how this race is being run right now.
Absolutely. He's really helping out TNA right now. But don't look now. Here comes TBB. Chris Carroll beating the back bumper off.
Yeah, here we go again. Chris Carroll found himself to the top side, and he is pushing the 10 right to the race lead. Nothing the bottom side can do about it.
And remember, Chris, not even 5 laps ago, Carroll was all but wrecking.
Yeah, now looking for the race lead once again is Chris Carroll as he goes down to the inside lane. He's going to pick up Philip Van Vliet. There is a slow car just ahead of these drivers as 2 more peel off from the top lane. Teammates from MFRD, Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Derek Polson. That leaves Austin Edstrom to the top side of the track.
Pit stops are starting. Chris Carroll bringing a field of cars down.
Not a ton, though. Only 6 cars. Only 6 cars come off with Chris Carroll.
So all of 5 Kings Motorsports plus Alex, they elect the pit right there on that lap. I'm nervous about Kyle the Wildman Wellman. He had the tires locked up pretty bad on entry. He might have sped here. And you hit the nail on only 6 cars. You cannot afford to lose any of your partners in this. And when you go do a green flag pit stop here.
Austin Edstrom able to get down in front of his teammate, the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Down on the inside lane. I suspect, yes, here we go. The inside lane peeling off. They're going to come down.
Oh, Morosco into the back of Van Vliet.
I don't
think
think
they're
that was
okay.
enough for damage, but man.
No, they should be okay, but it was just a close moment, I think. They may not even actually touch, Chris. They was close. But I showed Morosco was trying to get every bit of it out of it that he could. Walked it right to the line.
Dustin Ping, now the race leader with Mark Arthur, Mike Hamlin, Dave Seats, John Perkins, Chris Berg, and Corey Sherman. Those drivers have not come down pit road yet.
Not a lot of guys right here in this front pack. I guess there's still some. There's still some as Limitless is going down. Mark Arthur's going down.
Oh,
Looks
no.
like Blackhawk Motorsports, they're electing to play a little bit different strategy here.
I don't know if I like this call.
I don't either right now. On the surface, I do not like it right now.
Ping and Berg staying out. Oh, boy.
As a driver, Chris, in this situation, It's best to pit with only like 8 to 9 cars, right? You don't want to pit with a lot because then it gets messy on pit road. You're going to be faster, but it's hard to survive being messy on pit road, right? Somebody wheel hops, gets loose, and then before you know it, you got a wreck on pit road. So I think that's why some of these guys have stayed out. But there's just I don't know if there's going to be enough of them to contend with that second group that we saw pit.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not even pitting together. 81 a ping down, but Berg did not pit, so they're actually on different strategies altogether.
Oh boy. And something is going on with Corey Sherman as he is still sitting in his pit box. Corey Sherman's car may be hurt.
It looks like it's sitting weird on the right front, don't it? Don't it look like it's kind of like leaned over?
There is something going on in the right front of that car. Oh boy.
Looks like the body's sitting right down on the wheel. I don't know what happened to the 3. I'll see if I can find out.
Chris Berg opts to not go down pit road again.
I think the 3 car may have had a penalty of sorts.
Oh man. Yeah, he's coming out now.
But
Oh, that's going to hurt.
I'm trying to see when he would have got it. Unsafe pit entry probably, more than likely, for the 3 car. He clipped the cone on the way in, trying to get the car woed up.
Well, yeah, that'll do it. That also explains the body damage we were seeing. It doesn't take much to hurt the bodies of these next-gen cars. And I cannot believe Chris Berg's still out there. Last on pit road, lap 69.
That was when the rest of the field pit, basically. It was 68, 69, majority of the field. So I'm shocked he's able to still be out there.
Yeah, well, he's got himself in a pretty bad position now. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's going to have to come down either with some lap cars or by himself.
And Chris, the problem is now, even if he was to get a caution right now, he's still losing all that track position because these guys are not going to pit again. There's no reason for him to pit again.
Right. And he is going to have to come down. There's no way he can go the distance.
Right. When this cycles through, that 28 car of Brian Zimmerman is currently or will be the race leader when it all cycles through. Unless Chris Berg has a magical fuel cell that we don't know about. I just don't think that's possible on the sim for him, sadly.
Well, Dalton's saying that drivers could have gone to about 5 to go in a pack, and he's picking about 108 before Chris Berg's going to have to come in, but you're not, oh boy. I would love to see it. I would.
Absolutely. That would be awesome. That would catch us all completely off guard, right? I'm here for it. I'm rooting for it.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I would love to see it. That's where I'm at.
Now, I'm conflicted, right? Because my teammate Brian Zimmerman has not won a BPL race ever. He's finished second a few times, but has not won him one yet. A lot of there's some hungry drivers sitting there first, second, and fourth with Kyle Wellman sitting fourth. Chris Carroll is mixed in there too, and we know he wants to win week in and week out.
Yeah, in any given week, how many times have we seen these two drivers nose to tail in all of the races that they do? It seems like they cannot get away from each other. Five Kings drivers. MFRD drivers.
It's 3v3 right now. But now remember, 42 and 99. I'm telling you, their relationship's a little fractured right now. I mean, I'm just telling it to you straight up. We've already seen the 42. He jumped out and won stage 2.
Yeah.
So we know they're going to race each other.
Guess what? He's set up to do it all over again.
He absolutely is. He's in the catbird seat. But I'm really watching that 6. You're noticing he's falling back a little bit. I think he's testing some runs here. Just seeing what he can make develop. Now's when you got to ask yourself, though, Chris, it's the $1 million question here. When's the right time to make that move?
That's
Every one of us, we all have a different answer for it, right?
That's it. You ask 100 different drivers, you'll get 100 different responses. Up front, though, it is Chris Berg continuing to stay out on track. 8 laps to go for our race leader. And last time he was on pit road, lap number 69.
Captain saved some fuel in the chat. Dalton Kilrow, he's guessing about 108. So 2 laps to go for Chris Berg is what Dalton, our fuel specialist, that's what he's saying. 108. And I'm not going to argue with Dalton when it comes to any type of fuel calculations ever.
Corey. Okay, well, it was definitely a speeding penalty then. Speed limits and being safe for the birds. Corey Sherman.
So the speeding penalty, but that sucks because the 3 car was strong here tonight. Dustin Ping just keyed up over the radio. Now, it's Chris Berg's teammate. This is why it's important. And we've seen him already pit Ping. He said, I'm going to go to the back. I'm about to run out of fuel.
Are you kidding? Did he not take enough fuel? Oh, boy. You can adjust how much fuel you take.
Absolutely.
And if you misjudge it, oh, boy.
He miscalculated the fuel he needed. And I'm sad to say I've done it. So I understand it.
Unsafe entrance and exit.
Okay, so I nailed the unsafe entrance. I didn't know he was speeding. Yeah, why would you want to be safe for? That is for the birds.
There was a time when that wasn't a rule in NASCAR. You come
That
down
just
at race speed.
That just sounds illegal to me, man. It just sounds like an accident waiting to happen, huh?
All eyes on the 66 with 5 laps to go. Everything we know says he should be pitting.
Right here, this is what Dalton said, but I swear, every time he crosses one of those white lines on the track there, my faith is growing more and more. My confidence is growing for him. He may know something we don't here.
Oh, I will tell you, Brian Zimmerman, 7.5 seconds, and it is falling quickly. Zimmy is moving.
This pack is. They're turning 52-second lap times compared to Brian Zimmerman. This pack doing 49-second lap times. 3 seconds faster. That first group is saving fuel in a big way. Oh, my gosh. I didn't even pay attention to the lap times. Berg is in trouble. That tells me he is having to save fuel really hard here.
Chris Berg, that gap now 5 seconds. 5 seconds, the gap between Chris Berg and Brian Zimmerman.
If you could jump on board Brian Zimmerman too here, you can see out the windshield of the 28, he sees the 66. So naturally he's going to go a little bit harder now because he sees that rabbit in front that he's been chasing this whole race. As you see, the 20 had Brian D, Jamie Walker, and another car with them. They have pulled away. Why? Because the 20 and the 66 are turning pedestrian-style laps right now, trying to stretch the fuel out.
On board with Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman closing that gap down now 2 seconds.
You can't see him in the corners, but you can see him on the straightaway.
3 laps to go for Chris Berg, who is trying to stretch every single meter out of that car. And it's not going to happen. Chris Berg down on the apron. Brian Zimmerman takes over the race lead. It's going to be popsicle sticks in the air this time by. Brian Zimmerman has control. We got some movement as the 42 may have jumped a little too soon. Now falls back a little bit. The 6 has a run.
That really hurt the 28. He's lost all friends right then. They're to the outside lane. They're bobbing and weaving. They're all bumping each other.
Paulson drove him up the track and now by himself in the middle. Got to get back down with the teammates. They separate. 5 Kings versus MFRD for 2 laps around Talladega. Brian Zimmerman being scored as the race leader. Chris Carroll, Kyle Wellman, they get it back on the outside lane. The inside looking to try and find that momentum. They've got a 4th car with them. Derek Paulson trying for everything. He's doing some side drafting. Oh, they made contact. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's gonna turn into a
Final
two-car
lap.
race.
It's a 2-car race. Brian Zimmerman, Chris Carroll.
But now, Edstrom, he's still within striking distance here. He's going to be picking up the draft from the 99. The 99 is going to stay right there to the back bumper of the 28. Oh, my gosh.
Not enough time. It's a 2-car finish. Chris Carroll, Brian Zimmerman. Zimmy looking for his first PPL win, and he's got it. Brian Zimmerman is going to be your race winner.
Yes,
The 99,
yeah. I'm glad to see
99
that.
didn't have the run.
I'm glad to see that right there. Go Brian Zimmerman. He deserves it.
Heartbreak out of the 6 camp as he and the 42 make contact. Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, gonna come home 4th. Mark Arthur bouncing to 5th. Hunter Laguna 6th. Philip Van Vliet in 7th. Ty Morosco, Larry Belt, Mike Hamlin round out your top 10. Kyle Wellman, he fell all the way back to 11th spot. Dave Seats 12th, Alex Harris, John Perkins, Amanda Sherman to round out the top 15. Derek Paulson finishes in the 16th spot after that contact. Then Chris Berg and Dustin Ping, Aaron Bockover and Mike Massengill. Last 2 drivers a couple laps down, but finishing in the top 20. My goodness. What a race. I think we're going to have a couple of happy drivers up here.
We are. And if we was interviewing 4th, 5th, and 6th, we'd have a couple not so happy drivers.
Yeah,
that got interesting.
Some dejection for sure.
Absolutely.
Waiting on one driver to join us here in TeamSpeak. Man, big congratulations going out to Brian Zimmerman. And I think we're not gonna wait. We're gonna go. We're gonna talk to our 3rd place finisher here, the driver of the number 87, Austin Edstrom. Austin, this is Chris and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great, bud. And a 3rd place finish for you. It's turning into a hell of a good season for you. Why don't you take me through the last couple of laps?
Man, I don't even know where to start. I mean, I guess I'll start coming out of 2 on the last lap because we were just, single file training to make sure nobody catches us, which is fun. But it's just kind of the way super speedways go on iRacing. If you have to pit, it turns into that kind of show. But I don't know. We were pretty content, riding on the bottom and trying to figure something out there. But Eric and Kyle kind of came together out of 2, and at the same time, I think me and Taylor probably would have been fine, hooked up out of 2, and I would have just pushed the heck out of him all the way down the back straightaway. But I think he reacted and turned a little bit left while I'm on his bumper. And unfortunately, that kind of turned him to the inside. He's able to save it, but we were disconnected and couldn't go for the win after that. I think he was just trying to dodge Derek and Kyle getting together. Just sad we couldn't get a good race to the finish. Really frustrates me because the end of stage 1 was so fun to be a part of. Even if I didn't win stage 1, I would have been just so hyped. So just kind of unfortunate the finish didn't go as fun.
Well, but it was a hell of a race for you. Who do you have to thank on the 87 machine?
Just all the MFRD guys, obviously Michael Falk with the paint scheme. Absolutely love my solar flare paint scheme that he's got for me. I think it's really, really cool. And just Taylor and Derek for working well together at the end. Felt bad for Ty. He should have been in there. And then Kilroy blew an engine, and Brian got caught up in an early accident. So just all those guys, big, a lot of fun racing with them every week. Was really hoping to get Derek or Taylor a win there, but sometimes it's just not meant to be.
No, it isn't. But congratulations, a podium finish once again here for the 87 machine. Congratulations goes out to Austin Edstrom, finishing in the 2nd spot tonight. Tanner, I believe you had the privilege of talking to him because he was trying to talk to Zim.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chris Carroll, you live in the booth. Got a copy?
I hope you can hear me here. I hope I got TeamSpeak working. I forgot I wasn't in there.
We got you loud and clear, boss. Hey, I just got to ask, man. Talk me through those last 2 or 3 laps. I know it was tough. You're pushing a teammate in Zimmy, so do you want to step out, win the race? Do you want to push him to the race win? Talk to me what was going through your head those last 2 or 3 laps.
Well, I mean, Tanner, I race Daytona, Talladega, all those places for points. I think what gets guys into trouble is racing it for wins instead of just trying to get a good points day. I was happy with a top 10, and I knew those MFRD guys had a plan, and they executed a pretty good one. Actually, got to split up and had to get back together. And being Brian Zimmerman, I'll push him to a win all day. I mean, you always want to step out if you got the move, and I didn't have the move, and I'm not going to put my teammate in peril. But racing for points, man, I don't mind pushing him there, and I don't mind getting my points today. And we had a good day as a team.
I figured Brian Zimmerman was safe just because flashback. The playoffs front row 2 years ago, you pushed me to Daytona to a win. You never once stepped out on me because you knew I needed that win that week, right? So I thought Zimmy was safe. Man, oh man, what a night though for you. You led a lot of laps here tonight. You was right there in the mix. So hell of a night for the 99 team. Hell of a night for all of Pit Lizard 5 Kings. Who we got to thank, brother, for the 99?
Well, I got to say this before. Zimmerman, Tanner, has pushed me to numerous wins. He is a selfless teammate, selfless friend, and anytime you're on his bumper, it's pretty hard to try and beat that man. He's such a good dude, and I got to thank all you guys here on the broadcast. I got to thank 5 Kings, Tanner Marr, always Brian Zimmerman, powering all our cars. I got to thank all my friends and family for watching, the Pit Lizard family. I got to thank anyone who works hard, and all the sponsors in this league. I got to get a cheat sheet, but all the admins in this league, we've been talking about this for a couple of days, and the admins in this league are second to none, and we appreciate all the hard work everyone puts in for this.
Right on, boss. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for the shout out, and get back down there and celebrate that P2 and team race win. Congratulations, boss.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Chris Carroll, driver of the number 99, bringing it home in 2nd spot tonight, and that leaves us with one driver to talk to, the eventual race winner here tonight, the driver of the number 28, Brian Zimmerman. Brian, this is Chris and Tanner up in the booth. Do you have a copy? Oh, this will be a heartbreaker if he's not here. Brian Zimmerman, Chris and Tanner up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
He's new to TeamSpeak. I bet he don't have something set up correctly if I had to guess.
Hold on. This is too important.
It might be easier just for you to just jump over in Discord with him. Yep.
Brian Zimmerman, this is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
You were muted in Discord.
Yep. Brian, this is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, bud. I'm sorry, my TeamSpeak don't seem to work. Never had to have it for this league since I haven't had a top 3, so this is pretty new for me here.
Well, that's okay, bud. I will find you, no problem at all. Hey,
I
man,
appreciate that.
congratulations. Huge congratulations. First win in BPL. It's been a while, and man, you finally cracked the nut here. How does
Yeah.
it feel?
Oh, it feels good. You know, super speedway. You know, it's one of those, you got to have help. You got to have teammate Chris Carroll giving me that push there, and Kyle Wellman after that pit stop, staying in line with us and pushing us up there. That's what got the win. That's a team win. I appreciate all the help. But yeah, I feel like I was joking in broadcast or in our little chat that I feel like Bobby Hillin Jr. His only win was at Talladega, so I got to get some more to really be official on BPL as a winner. But I will take it. It was a lot of fun tonight running with the guys, and I appreciate all their help.
Well, man, big congratulations goes out to you and the 28. Who do you have to thank?
Well, I'd like to thank all those guys at Five Kings we run with. We're missing Tanner Marr being in our group this year. We appreciate him jumping up to the broadcast booth and taking on that role and taking one for the team with y'all up there broadcasting instead of racing. We definitely don't take that for granted. So thank you guys for always doing the broadcast. Mark Arthur and those guys that put on the league, they do a good job. We love running with BPL. Just thank all the sponsors for our league. I don't even have a list of them. Wasn't really prepared for this. So thank everybody that come on board and sponsored us. But we just appreciate all y'all do up in the booth and for Mark with the league. And that's about it.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations once again. I'm going to put you back up so you can celebrate with your teammate. And man, well deserved. Very well deserved.
We appreciate it. We appreciate again the broadcast guys. You always do a great job. So we'll enjoy watching that tomorrow at work.
There you go, brother. Have a good one. Thank you once again. Brian Zimmerman, driver of the number 28, getting it done here live at Talladega here on True Sim Productions. And that is going to lead us out of here for the evening. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to be live right here again in True Sim Production style, bringing out the blazing pedals for another race live next Sunday. And until then, please take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great night, everybody.